that was the best game of the series by far. From end to end, start to finish, it felt like, Dan, for the first time in this series, Indiana realized, oh, we can play with this team. Not only can we play with this team, we don't have to sneak up and we don't have to steal a game. We don't have to do anything, untoward. We can legit beat them. And for the first time in this series, Dan, it felt like Indiana was not treating Oklahoma City with reverence. Like, oh, we respect them so much. We're two great organizations. It looked like we're competing for the NBA title. It looked like maybe we don't like y'all that much. That's what it felt like for the first time in this series, whether it was Ben Mathurin or Thomas Bryant, who comes in for like a minute at a time and commits 2 fouls and like a span of 2 possessions. Like, that's what he was there to do. And it just seemed like the Indiana Pacers have finally arrived in this series just in time to take a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, I think my takeaway was it just looked to me that the Indiana Pacers had a clear agenda of like, we're going to be way more physical. We're going to try to get into the paint and try to actually put pressure on this defense that usually the Thunder have been the initiators of a lot of that, of the tempo and the pace of the game, where when Tyrese Halliburton was being aggressive from the outset, man, it was like, this is definitely different. Looking at the way Pascal Siakam was getting very easy looks around the restricted area in the paint, TJ McConnell and Benedict Mathurin just going crazy off the bench. And just that disparity, usually it's the Thunder's depth that hurts you. Not last night. That was all Pacers. 49 bench points to like less than 20 for the Thunder. That was just a masterclass on the Pacers side that I'm trying to keep things into perspective. Like, I think the Thunder are going to bounce back here. They are 5-0 after a loss in the postseason. But at the same time, what if this is the version of Indiana we're going to get? And to your point, did they figure something out that maybe the Thunder can't come back from? I think it's a worthy question to ask.
The thing that struck to me was like an attitude and the force that the Pacers played with. And those are like buzzwords, but I'm going to tell you what I mean.
Yeah.
Dan, I thought in games 1 and 2, they were playing, as crazy as they were playing, I feel like they were playing way too careful, right? And by careful, I mean, we don't want to do anything against this good defense. We got to find the best shot. We got to play by the book, right? We're going to, good is the enemy of great and all that type of stuff. I felt like to beat this team, the first good shot you got to take it. You cannot sit around and wait around for a better opportunity. You can't grind the shot clock down to 6 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever it is, and hope that you're going to force Oklahoma City into making a mistake. Tyrese Halliburton was extremely aggressive off the catch, playing off on the weak side. I felt like he was attacking, like just in an attacking mode. Like Pascal Siakam, you mentioned him being in the paint early. When they were down 15-6, I don't know if people could sort of see it or hear it. That arena was quiet. That arena sounded like, oh no, it's happening again. We're going to lose this game because Oklahoma City is a better team. And Pascal Siakam like made shots, like timely shots, just to keep him close enough in it. And I felt like going back to the enemy is, good as enemy of great. I felt like they had to change their attitude. Like the attitude being, we have to be more physical. We have to be more forceful. And add to the fact that Miles Turner wasn't even feeling good. Like he wasn't feeling great last night. Chet Holmgren was kicking his behind up and down the floor, and yet and still they kept bouncing back. I'm not saying that this is the formula for defeating Oklahoma City, right? But playing a faster brand of offense and not just waiting on the perfect shot. To me, whether it's efficient and everything else, you're just not waiting on the perfect shot. I felt like that was the best brand of offense that Indiana could play, and it probably caught the Thunder off guard.
Yeah, I think it was for me, it was like the second quarter run where they just went up. I think they finished the quarter 30-11. And it was really just TJ McConnell just completely changing the momentum and pace of the game. And I don't know that anyone predicted that he could have such an influence on the game and how it would go. But like him and Benedict Mathurin, that combo kind of just took the game off of like, wait, what's going on here? And there were several plays that TJ McConnell made, like that, the steal off the inbounds. He did that twice. Catching them sleeping, doing, those are the mistakes that you don't really see the Thunder make. And I think that was the interesting part of about being the aggressors, that they were forcing the Thunder into making mistakes that they don't usually make. And those mistakes compounded. I was surprised to see SGA only took 3 shots in the fourth quarter. You're not really going to win a game with SGA, your top man, like MVP, taking 3 shots in the fourth quarter. So I think everyone was just I don't know if they got tired legs, they were getting beat up.
Yes.
It just seemed like everything changed to the Pacers' favor. And even like you were saying, Chet was killing Miles Turner. Miles Turner got his lick back in the fourth. He was trying to dunk on him a couple of times. He played great defense on him. And so I think it was just the resiliency of the Pacers that resolve that I'm like, we could go 12 rounds with y'all. And it seemed like the Thunder kind of like, I don't know, they kind of faded in late in the game there. So I don't know. It's an interesting. I still think the Thunder will win in 6, but I don't know. I think maybe this is going to go with 7. This could easily be a 7-game series, or could it possibly be that the Pacers just mop them up? Like, did they figure it out,
bruh? You just said this could go 7. I want to go home.
As you sit in Indianapolis, like, bruh.
I want to go home. I'm tired. I love great basketball, but brother, man, is tired. No, there's so many things that you brought up. For one, Oklahoma City was gassed in the fourth quarter last night, playing at breakneck speed with that level of intensity. And Indiana was playing, I think they said about 8 guys played 18 minutes or more last night. And it's not a huge difference you wouldn't necessarily think with Oklahoma City playing 7. But not Chet Holmgren. Isaiah Hartenstein only played 18 minutes last night. And they went to one big lineups, and in the fourth quarter sometimes they took Chet out of there. I'm wondering, from a coaching standpoint, is Mark Daigneault like just mind screwing himself? You know what I mean? Like you changed your lineup before the start of game 1 because you want to match speed for speed as opposed to your strength against their strength and just seeing who wins out. Like, you can't be as good as Indiana is being Indiana. Like, the Pacers are going to be who they are. You have to be who you are.
Right.
And when you're playing a shorter rotation, when you are like Alex Caruso did not have the effect that he had in games 1 and 2, when you're not playing the starter Hartenstein a lot of minutes, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, all of 26 years old, was tugging at his shorts in the fourth quarter. You pointed to 3 shots. It's hard to take shots when you're trying to back your opponent down and you're turning and boom, there's a defender in your face. Like, they went on those hard doubles when Shai was on the baseline. Those were normally shots that Shai would take for himself, and it would be easy rhythm shots, no stress, no muss, no fuss. It was a little more forced defensively there. And they were. I need to express this to people. They were tired, and Indiana just kept running fresh bodies out there. Ben Mathurin, who didn't even play in the last 3 or 4 minutes of the fourth quarter, he had played 22 minutes and scored 27. It was like, okay, young fella, we letting you off the leash. We need you to create offense. If they're gonna give you the midi, take the midi. If they're giving you the drives, take the drives. He took everything that Oklahoma City offered. And even if they didn't, and I felt like that was a key, and maybe it's something you unlock. Maybe it's too much to ask Ben Mathurin to play like that 2 more times this series. But the attitude and the spirit in which the Pacers played they now possess a confidence that I don't think you can turn off even if they lose game 4.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the matchups for it. And I mean, as I was talking about with TJ McConnell before, I mean, I think at one point he had like 3 steals in 6 minutes. Like, that's infectious. And then to just pass the ball over to Ben Mathurin, someone that can keep so much pressure on the defense, because like I think one of the underrated things about Ben Mathurin is his ability to draw fouls. So as much as he's like destroying you in the mid-range, he's hitting threes, he's playing in the fast break, he's also going to slow the tempo down and get to the rim. And I think that started to wear on them a little bit. And yeah, to expect them to have 27 points every game, probably not going to happen. But like, this is what the Pacers have been doing all postseason long, whether it's Aaron Nesmith having a crazy flurry in the late in the fourth quarter, or Tyrese Halliburton going like the most clutch to turn into the most clutch player in NBA playoff history. This team just knows, and maybe this is the testament to Rick Carlisle, right? He just knows what buttons to push at the right time, put his team in a position to to create an advantage. And even Obi Toppin, man, I feel like there wasn't one player that stepped on the floor for the Pacers that didn't do their job or at least exceed their role last night. Whereas I think you could say on the Thunder side, you're looking at a couple of questions like Jalen Williams finally had a good game, but y'all
Yes, he
lost.
did.
So
Yes, he did.
maybe you take some of that usage to Shea. If he's tired, bring that over to Jalen Williams so he's not having to press as much. But I think that the adjustment that they need to make, I think you said it right in the beginning, was maybe Mark Daigneault needs to just go back to square one. Like, you've been starting Case and Wallace. Maybe it's time to put Isaiah Hartenstein back in there, get some physicality back, get your rebounding together. And, you could always sub them out, but I think maybe they just need another look, go back to what's been working for, 68 wins and for most of the postseason, and then see where that takes you. Because I do think they needed an adjustment because they were just – I get the speed for speed match, but they also lost some physicality last night.
They huge, the turnovers, right? Remember game one, Indiana was throwing the ball all over the place, acting like the ball had Crisco on it. Last night, that was Oklahoma City, right? That was Oklahoma City, and you said it, and, we can have these discussions here because it's just us and nobody's listening to this little podcast. Of course, the Indiana fans like T.J. McConnell. He's playing a role of Matthew Dellavedova in 2015, right? This is what it is. Tyrese Halliburton called him the Great White Hope and all that. Like, it was kind of like this, like, laugh amongst themselves, like the inside joke that they just happened to let us in on, and it got the crowd into it. Mm-hmm. The thing for me that gets me about Oklahoma City, Lou Dort hit 4 threes, a couple of them some big ones, right? Jalen Williams had a game. That crossover in 3 to finish the third quarter, I was like, ooh, that feels like momentum there, right? Mm-hmm. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander did not have a bad game. He turned the ball over, but, respectable game, right? He didn't have a poor game. It was a respectable game. It wasn't as impactful. And Chet, we mentioned Chet, who started off the game, pretty damn impactful, 20 and 10. The fact that you were able to survive that gives the Pacers even more confidence. So turning it now to Oklahoma City,
right?
Game 4 has to be a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander game. It has to be a Steph Curry in Boston-like performance from a few years ago where Golden State is down 2-1. You're on the opponent's home floor. They are jacked up and full of confidence, and they feel like they can beat you. And the only person who can beat you is the star. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the MVP, and I'm not saying we've treated him with kid gloves. I am saying that because we don't pay that much attention to Oklahoma City, he does not operate under the level of scrutiny that we put MVPs under. MVPs like Giannis, MVPs like Nikola Jokic, MVPs like Joel Embiid, MVPs like name your MVP. The level of scrutiny that he is now under for the next day and a half, he's going to have to show up in a meaningful and an impactful way. He may have to score 40 tomorrow night to get them a win. If this Pacers team is as legit as we see them, is going to have to take a historical star-like performance. This is where, and I'm letting people in on the secret before I turn it over to you, Dan. Game 4s are the game that tells you who's going to win the series. In the 2-1 series, Game 4s tell you it's not the matter of who wins, it's who figures it out. You can lose Game 4 and still figure it out and have figured out something that's going to carry you for the rest of the way. Or you can have one of those things where your star says, we ain't going down 3-1. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a worthy MVP, but he's going to have to say, not on my watch, tomorrow night, in a hostile environment, because I don't know if Oklahoma City can come back from being down 3-1. I don't know if they're built like that.
We don't know, because, I mean, this is the inexperienced part where I'm like, this is a different stage. And while the Pacers haven't been here either, I think that there's a little bit more experience and age and wisdom on that side. This is the first time Mark Daigneault's been in this situation, whereas Rick Carlisle is the championship head coach here. So I don't know what the motivations may be, but whatever it is, SGA definitely needs to drop at least 30 points to win. And you're right, maybe it's the superhero game where he goes for 40. But I do think that there were some good things that happened yesterday in terms of, like, as I mentioned with Jalen Williams, like he was shooting 33% coming into the Game 3. And so the fact that he finally found his shot, I think, maybe that means something that will translate. Their bench has to be better. But Lou Dort, I mean, you can't ask for more if he's hitting 4 threes. Like, I think when I looked at it, they were 18-5 this season when he hit at least 4 threes. So I think things are going right. If you just clean up the turnovers, maybe make an adjustment in getting Isaiah Hartenstein more minutes, perhaps that swings the series back the other way. And I still am confident, like, the Thunder have been a very good team of bouncing back. And as much as you should give credit to the Indiana Pacers and what they're doing right now, I also think that was like literally the perfect game. So I think that we'll see a course correction in game 4 here. And then, I mean, we'll see. We'll see after that. But yeah, I think SGA has to go MVP mode or else they're not going to really have a legitimate shot at this.